Thank you very much, Paul, for joining us. So, Mokom Gawaka surrendered himself for arrest to the Chadian government and not to his own. In 2020, we saw Ali Kushaib, the Janjaweed rebel who fled Sudan and surrendered to the CAR government before being handed over to the ICC. Why is there a preference by the rebels to give themselves up to foreign governments?
Thank you for having me. I think, well, they've really exhausted their options, and they cannot remain in hiding forever. And also the fact that the Chadian leader is also trying to reach out to legitimize his authority. Perhaps that is why he's also trying to play the big boy role. Remember, he came in after the death of his father, and there are so many questions about his legitimacy. But that is the background to it. But what is there is that it's a sign, is a statement to African leaders that there will always be consequence for whatever happens. It doesn't matter when this happened. This was in 2013 that we're talking about, and here is 2022. So it means that there is always a payback time. They have to have their time. They are in court and defend themselves. They are being accused. There is a possibility and opportunity to put up a defense. But here again, the problem with what people have with ICC is that it also drags on for a very long time, and looking like justice delayed, which they say is not justice denied. But if they can facilitate the trial and conviction of, setting them free of the suspects, that would be a good way to go.
Right. We've seen quite a number of anti-Balaka militia members handed over to the ICC, but we've not seen as many from the Seleka militia group. Is this coincidental? And what are the challenges that hinder the arrests of these rebels?
Well, that is the challenge that the ICC and those who are trying to bring people to justice will also face. Remember, like you said, these are, when the dominant northern Muslim group came into power in 2013, they were also those who tried to counter them. One of them is this guy that has now been arrested. So, but why are there some disequilibrium in terms of those on both sides? I think there has for there to be justice. Both in the north and the south who contributed, who were responsible for war crimes, should all be brought to book. Otherwise, it will look lopsided, and then there is no justice.
Victims of war crimes in the CAR, and not just really the CAR, but much of Africa, are increasingly depending on foreign courts for justice. Why is this?
Well, that is part of the problem. But why does it have to take people going to the ICC? What about the legal system in these countries? Remember Rwanda, when it happened, they had a system where after the 1994 genocide, there were trials within the country. In South Africa, what they try to do now is to bring reconciliation along with justice and peace. It's a thin line, but because if you went ahead to begin to try everybody, there are so many people to be tried, particularly when you have a war situation. And then walking through the legal system is not very easy. There is always that tendency for some people to say that they have been singled out for punishment, or that some people have been favored. So, but I think it's a work in progress. Let there be justice for all, justice for everybody. It doesn't matter who they are. Not one rule for one particular people and then another rule for the other people. Then that is perpetuation of injustice. But you're right. In Chad, they had a similar problem. Remember that one of them, the former leader, had to be tried in Senegal, Dakar. I think Africa also has to do something. If they have a system that they can try their, suspects within the continent, instead of waiting to take them to the Hague. That will help from the national to regional and then continental level. I think that will help instead of just waiting for everybody to go to the Hague before you get justice.
All right, Paul Ejime, we appreciate your insights. Thank you for joining us.